Okay, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David Baruch Hashem. Nice, beautiful, bright day in Eretz Yisrael again, and we want to thank Hashem for that. We want to thank Hashem for the fact that we're in Eretz Yisrael. We can sit so nicely, beautiful, air-conditioned room, unbelievable. Thank you, Hashem, for everything. Okay, we learned that I have to thank Hashem, right? So we got to do that. Okay, and then we're all here together learning. We're learning Likutey Halachos. We're learning Hilchos Netilas Yadayim. And again, we're learning the laws of washing our hands for the Seudah, right, for bread. Specifically, we're learning the laws of washing our hands in the morning for Pashachris, right, for the morning bread. Okay? We're in Halacha Vav, 6. And today we're up to letter Lamed Daled, so that's 34.
Who would have thought that we have so many pages on washing our hands?
Amazing. This is 34. This is Halacha Vav. This is the 6th Halacha, and we're in 34 of the 6th Halacha. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. Okay, so now we learned all about, so far we learned about the Sphira, and how we go from each day, we rise up another level. And we have the makifim, and then we have the ora makif, that light, and then we go from one level to the next and the next. Okay, and we learned about the tkufas hayamim and the tkufas hashanim. Right, we learned about the days. Nisan is considered the days, and then Tishrei is considered the month. Okay, all these nice, wonderful things. And now we're going to learn. Now we're going to learn today what is so significant of the 49. What's so significant to the 40? Because we said we count 7 complete weeks, right? 7 complete tamimim, right? Tamimim, right? You have to be complete, whole weeks, and it's 7. So let's see what the importance of that is. With the anu seifrim, sheva shabbosais, arboim b'teisha yoim sheva pa'amim sheva. So we count 7 weeks, 7 shabbosim, which is 49 days, because you do 7 times 7 is 49. Okay. See, we're learning our times tables here. Very good. Baruch Hashem. Shem klali is kol midos. That's really encompasses all of the midos of the lower level, right? The seven midos, or known as spheros, midos. Okay. You have Chesed, Gevura, Tferes, Netzach, Hoid, Yesod, and Malchus. And then you have a week of Chesed, you have a week of Gevura, you have a week of Tferes, you have a week of Netzach, you have a week of Hod, you have a week of Yesod, and you have a week of Malchus. And that's your 7 weeks, okay? All right? Kedei lo hoyer b'chol mida, shein b'china sheva yemei habinyan. In order to illuminate into every one of the midos, right? You want to have that illumination in each one of the midos, and that's why we went through each one. We did every day. Baruch Hashem. This is the first year we were able to complete the 49 days in the Sefer Sratim Lachem. So we got a little preview of what each day is and how special. There's something unique about each day, right? And that's considered the Shivas Yemei Habinyan. Right, those are the 7 days of creation. They're called the 7 days of creation. Right, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world in 6 days, and on the 7th day He rested. Correct? Right, Shevas Yemei Abinyan. Okay, She'eich. And you have to put the das at each one of the day. Okay, Ve'eich She'eich She'poga Ma'adam. B'chol mida kefi masav gam misham yisrael Hashem yisbarach b'chol yom v'yom b'koyach hatzadik. So Adam Arishon, what he did was he wound up making a pagam, a blemish, in each one of the midos. Is that amazing? Adam Arishon made a mess. Kisheich shepagam ha'adam. How a person can this is ha'adam. A person b'chol mida kefi masav. How a person can make a mistake and like we learned on each day. A person can use the chesed in the wrong way. A person can use the gevura in the wrong way. A person can use the netzach, the power, the might in the wrong way, and so on. All the midas, it can be used in the wrong way. Gam misham yisrael Hashem yisbarach b'chol yom v'yom. But each day he can come and make, during the days of the Sefira, he can come and make those rectifications, right? In other words, all during the year the person may make mistakes and the midas and everything, but when it comes to Sefira, he can make those rectifications, correct? Like we learned, every day the things you have to learn about each day and what you have to do. B'koyach HaTzadik b'chinas Moshe sheyadeya soid hanofas ha'omer sa'orim machol behema. Because Moshe Rabbeinu, again through the tzaddikim, and specifically Moshe, that he knows the secret of taking that barley, right, and waving the barley and making the rectifications via doing that. Right on the first day of Pesach, we take that the omer sa'orim, right? We take that and wave that in, like we said, in the 13 different ways. All right, but he knew the side for that. Vayadei zeh mamshichin al atzmai b'chol yoim eza ora me'oras haratzon. And every day we can connect to this Haras Haratzon, the same Haras Haratzon that we get to when we say Kriya Shema, and then we have 49 there too. Remember we said, right? We have the Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad is 25 letters, and then you have Baruch Shem is 24. There you have 49. You can come to the Haras Haratzon as well. We also learned when it comes to Shabbos and it comes to Shalosh Shuddis, Ravid the Ravin also brings me to that place of Ratzon, right? We said when we wash our hands, right, and we make the blessings on the bread, and we make the blessings of washing our hands. Again, the food can bring us the bread can bring us to that place of ratzon also, right? So the sfira also can bring us to the place of ratzon. Okay. Shavuos is the keser. Shavuos is the 50th day. Right, that's the place of Keser. That's the place of Rotzon. Shezeh kavanas Shavuos kamavoy bekavanas shehu lahamchech oras harotzon shu bechinas shefa hakeser. And this is the whole idea of the Keser, right? The Keter is the highest thing, right? The Keter. Think about it. You have where does the king wear his crown? Above his head, right? So the crown is above the person, correct? The crown extends above the person. It's higher. Then a person during his eating can come to these levels as well. And again, do you remember how we get to these levels when we eat? Do you remember? We have our hand. We wash our hands first.
We ask for forgiveness first.
We ask for forgiveness, and then we wash our hands. Right? We wash our hands. By washing our hands, we wash off all of the fouliness and all of the nonsense that's on him. We lift up our hands and say, Su Yidechem Kodesh Uvorchu Es Hashem. Right, I lift up my hands and I want to bless Hashem. Then I say the Al Natilas Yadayim. Then I take the bread and I have to look at the bread before I may both say it. And I want to take a look. Where am I going to cut this bread at? Where am I going to break this bread? I look at the bread and I want to find that place that was a little more well done, right? A little more well done, a little crispy part of the bread, something a little crispy, and I see that. We said, why is that important? The crispy part, because that is fire. Fire is fear. Yiras Hashem, right? You have to come to Yiras Hashem. It's very important to have Yiras Hashem because we said a person can study Torah, he can follow mitzvahs, but if he doesn't have Yiras Hashem, he'll go off the deep end. It's not going to work. He'll only stay grounded. To stay grounded, you need Yiras Hashem, right? Reishis Chachma, Yiras Hashem. And then, when he breaks the bread and he eats the bread, right? Mm-hmm. When he eats the bread and he thinks, wow, Hashem, you were the one that gave me this bread. Wow, you gave me this bread. It was you that made it. Yeah, we had the 10 different chores, mitzvahs, that were to make the bread itself. And right, and we said, well, wait a second, the baker made it. No. Who gave the baker the ability to make it? Who gave the baker, who made it, who made the fire? It's Hashem, and Hashem prepared the bread for you. Right? Through his message or whatever it is. And now you have this piece of bread. And you realize, you thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you realize it comes from Hashem. That's coming to Aras Haratzon, recognizing Hashem.
And all the 10 mitzvot they had to
We said,
to create the bread.
Exactly. And then all of that was done in order for me to come to that Aras Haratzon through achila, through eating. I think that's the most fascinating thing. You want to tell me you can get close to Hashem by tefillah? I got that. Okay. You want his this? Okay, I understand that. You want to learn Torah? You can get close. Okay, I got. But eat my sandwich and I can get close to Hashem. That's fascinating.
And learning while you're eating.
No, that's fascinating. The fact that I can bring me to eat via eating. If you do it the right way, look what you can accomplish. It's amazing.
And didn't you say it turns the food from something to holiness? From garbage to... What did you say?
No. When you learn Torah at the table, so then the rabbis say that if you don't learn Torah, then it's like you're eating from zivchei mesim, right? You're eating from like the carcasses.
Yeah.
No good. But if you learn Torah, then that puts everything alive. Torah kihem chayenu v'ayrech yamenu. Torah is life, so it's not dead. The Torah is life.
Yeah, it's life.
Right. Achila daik. Okay. Shezeh bechina shtei halechem mechitim. And that's why when it came to Shavuos, guess what? We had shtei halechem. Oh, we're learning about bread. We had the shtei halechem, the loaves of bread. Right? You understand that when we were on Pesach, we had sa'orim, barley. I don't know, people eat barley bread? There's such a thing as that? Reb Shalom, is there such a thing as barley bread? No, not really. Right. Barley is you can't make bread from barley, can you?
You can find spelt.
Not barley, won't work. Not so much. Okay, there we go. Okay, but that's good. Yeah, sure. Stay alechem, right? The mechitim. So that was specifically from wheat. Right? Remember we said Adam Arishan in Gan Eden, Hashem said to him that you'll eat from kol yerek esav asada. You'll eat from all of the vegetables, from all of the grasses. And his dazeya, he got scared. Then Hashem said, okay, fine. He got trembled that I'm going to eat in the same trough as the donkey. The donkey is going to eat it. I'm going to have to eat together with the donkey. So Hashem said, "B'zeyas hapecha toicha lechem." Take a drink. Isaiah's apecha toicha lechem. Shehei machal adam. That's food, people food. Bread is people food. Oila ma, it comes to ma. Adam comes to ma. Adam, the word Adam, the name Adam, right? Adam comes to 45 because you have the mem, right? You have the mem is 40, the dalet is 4, and the aleph is 1. 45, right? Ma. Bechinas Aras Haratzon, Bechinas Ma, Bechinas Ka'es Ye'omer Ma, right? Ma Paul Hashem, like we said, that when we're going to come, when there's going to be the in Shemayim, you have the mechitzas of the malachim, but you have a higher level that Nishmas Yisrael is going to be on, and then we'll see, look, and everything, and the malachim will be amazed that we came to such a high level. Unbelievable. Ki b'chol yemei hasvira tiknu b'chinas machal behema ayedei oimas oirim. All the days of the Sphira, we're working on making these repairs through this waving of this Omer. Who would have thought the Omer is such an important thing? He takes the barley, this offering, and he waves it in 13 ways, and that's giving us the preparation in order to be successful during the 49 days, in order to count during the 49 days and come to the level of Keter on Shavuos, to bring us to that place of Rotzen. Even with food, barley, food of any kind of food, you can come to Aras Haratzon when you recognize that the food is from Hashem. He was the one that created, like we learned about the karpas. You take that little vegetable, right? And you're thinking to yourself, wow, Hashem, you were so kind. You gave me this little vegetable. Unbelievable. And you're the same Hashem that can give me anything I need. Anything. Like we said, karpas. Karpas is the same as the fine garments. Ileda ki gam sham nimtza Hashem yisbarach, to know that even in whatever place the person is, that Hashem is there. Ad sheyizki gam oz lebechinas aretz haratzon b'shas achila. So anytime you come, anytime you eat something, you're drinking, anything you're doing, and you realize Hashem prepared this for me, you come to a high level. Realize it's Hashem. We're just trying to bring Hashem into our lives. That's what we're trying to do. Shafilu adam aposhet she'ena yizoicha adayin shetiach chilosa b'chinas machal adam b'shleimus. Even if you have a simple person, regular people, that he didn't come to these levels of while he eats, he can come to this rotzen. He didn't get there yet. Gam hu yeh ish chayil v'lo yeh otzel. He shouldn't be called. He shouldn't be lazy, right? He shouldn't be otzel, right? Right? V'yizgaber b'shas achilosai lahamshech al atzmai oros harotzon hamuflag. Try to connect yourself. He says, don't be like a shlamazel. Try. You watch. You think about the things. Try to connect yourself to Hashem. Don't think it's impossible. It is possible. You have to work on it. You get a little better and a little better and a little better. You'll feel that connection, and it's amazing the levels a person can come to even via eating. Ki kol adam yachal liskais lezeh b'koyach hatzadik shedaike b'shas achilas hayamshech leina hayira haba al el adam os. That same yira that came to Adam Arishan when he was trembling, and he said, "I'm going to have to eat in that with the same trough as the donkey." Come on, Hashem. He felt terrible. He was trembling. He had that yira. And then Hashem said, you can eat the bread. So that same idea, and I feel like I don't want to be like the bread, like we learned about the sacrifices. Why do we bring a sacrifice? Because I may have acted with my animal instincts too much. So that's why I bring an animal to remind me, don't act like that. Don't do that. It's all to bring us closer to Hashem. Everything is a system to bring us closer to Hashem. It's fascinating. Until you can come to this ha'aras ha'rotzen while you're eating. This is so beautiful. The more a person can bring upon himself yiras Hashem, right? Recognizing wherever I go, Hashem, you're there with me. I'm never by myself. The only time that people think they can do things wrong is they think they're by themselves. If I'm with Hashem, He's watching me. Right? If you recognize, you come to that. And you realize Hashem is standing here, He's watching you.
So this is to remind us that Hashem is with us when we do these things?
Everything. To remind us that Hashem, the more yiras Hashem, right? They know who could do something wrong if they realize Hashem is standing and is watching him. Right? Would a person do something wrong if he sees his Rebbe, his mother, his father, his is standing there? He's not going to do anything wrong. He'll be on his best behavior, right?
Yeah.
Because we're being watched. So the more you realize that we're being watched all the time, whether we see it or we don't, it doesn't matter. It's happening. The same way Bilam with the donkey. His donkey saw this Malach Hashem standing there with the sword. The donkey saw, but Bilam didn't see that. You have to work on understanding these things. The more we work on that, to get it into our heads, I'm not alone. I'm always with you, Hashem. I'm not alone. Hashem, you're always here watching. How can I do anything wrong? Right? It's only because we get the Ruach Shtus that comes into our head. We forget. But the more you work on connecting yourself to Hashem and working on the Yiras Hashem, the more successful you'll be with serving Hashem, of course, and doing the right thing. And you always have to ask Hashem, please help me do the right thing. Right? Ask Hashem, help me do the right thing. Right? Okay, he makes it so beautiful. Rav Nosson is really laying it out for us that you have to just realize this idea that Hashem is literally always there. And He's always watching you. You're never by yourself. Right? He taught us that with Yonah. When Yonah got swallowed up by the whale. Right? He got swallowed up by the whale. He thought he was going to be by himself. He's running away from Hashem. No, Hashem was with him in the whale. That's why you read that on Yom Kippur. You want to realize, whoa, all that time I thought I was away. I thought I can run away from you, Hashem. I thought you don't see what I'm doing, Hashem. No, but even Yonah in the by Mincha on Yom Kippur, we're reading that. Why? To remind us. Wait a second. Hashem is always there. So you can come to the same recognition when you're eating. You hear to see this? When you're eating your bread, you can come to that same recognition that Hashem went through all of this stuff to get me this this loaf of bread.
I'd say that
Yeah.
people try to run away from themselves.
Yeah.
They realize that in themselves they have a piece of Hashem also.
Of course. Or they're running away from themselves. That's another one. Okay, that's a different one, right? People they go on trips and they want to get away from themselves. Yeah. Getting away from themselves is really saying trying to get away from Hashem. That's really, I think, what they're saying. It's one of the same. It's just...
Or maybe you're saying you're trying to find Hashem, too, at the same time. I mean,
maybe.
No,
trying to leave myself so I can find Hashem?
What I say is wherever I go, I take myself with me. So
Yeah.
I can try to do that, but it's not going to work.
Yeah.
we're so looking for Hashem all the time.
Yeah. Of course. That there's no question about it. There's no question about it. There's no question about that. Yeah. Right, okay. ובכל פעם, כפי מה שנמשך אורס הרוצן והירא, כמוי כן, מזבור האכילוסי ממאכל בהמה למאכל אדם. And the more you clarify this, you turn your food when you're eating. Instead of the way an animal eats, it makes no difference. The animal sees the food and eats it. It doesn't think. Animal doesn't think, right? Right? You want to give your dog some food. You think the dog's sitting, this steak, no. It eats. It doesn't matter. It doesn't think.
It's too well done. I want it rare.
Yeah, right. The dog, it's not going to tell you that. It's not.
He eats even if he's not hungry. He eats.
That's true too.
Dogs.
People do that also. Right, so that's the point, right? That's the point that I want to change my habits of eating. I don't want to eat like the animal. I want to eat more like a human being. You understand? See that? Achilase mimachal behema lemachal adam. I change my food, my habits from acting like an animal. I want to turn it into being like a person. Until you come to eating truly like a human being, realizing it's all from Hashem, and Hashem gave you all of it. It's unbelievable. What a difference. And that's why we brought first the animal food when it came to the beginning of the Sfira process on the first day of Pesach, right? And then when it came to Shuas, we perfected ourselves, right? We went from all those different levels. And we did the 7 times 7, the 49, which brought us then from 49 to the Keter, the 50th day. And now I can eat that. I perfected myself. Now I can eat the bread. And you see it in the whole, the system that Hashem made for us to teach us this idea. And every time I have to train myself to be more like a human being and not more like an animal.
So what you're saying with the barley is that's at the beginning because we were like animals.
That's why we had. Then Hashem said, "Bring barley."
Bring barley because we act like animals. And then when we do all this
Preparation,
tikkun, then we are able to eat bread because we become more human.
Exactly. It's amazing, right? It's fascinating. Harold Nosson is teaching us about washing our hands, and we're learning about this in the 49, and they're coming from our leaving our animal instincts and becoming to be more and more human. All right, ki betrila ayedei akrovas ha'omer sfira usfira mevarin machal behema ayidei shemamshichin oras hadas shel hatzadik shegam b'toikef hayirida afilu baruach shtus mamish afilu b'machal behema kam sham nimsa Hashem. Even if I got myself stuck in the way the animals do things, and I'm all stuck in wherever it is, but I realize that Moshe Rabbeinu taught us about this idea, the Omer, Sa'irim. He taught us you could wave up even animal things, wave it to Hashem, bring it to Hashem. You can find Hashem anywhere. It doesn't matter where the person fell. He can find Hashem there. Not only that he fell so low, but that person, when he's so low, in that place, he can come to this Aretz HaRatzon while he's eating too. So it doesn't matter what level you're on. Like Rabbi said, it doesn't matter what level you are. You can always come to connect to Hashem no matter what level you're on, because Hashem's on every level. He's found on every single level. Ki haratzon chavshi tamid. Because the Ratzon is there all the time. It's our free choice to do this anytime we want. It's chavshi. Anytime we want, we can connect to Hashem. It's so beautiful. Hashem gives us the ability to constantly connect to Him. That's all He wants us to do. Yeah. Here we go. Wow. Ki harotzen chavshi tamid. Hu bechinas yovel hagodol bechinas shar hachamishim yovel hagodol. So you have the same idea. You have yovel, right? You have the same idea when you count the shmitas, right? You have 7 shmitas, right? You have the 7 year. Every 7 year you have shmita, right? You have 7 times 7. Then you have the yovel, right? The great jubilee. I think they call it the jubilee. Is yovel called the jubilee?
Yeah.
The Jubilee, right, the great Jubilee. Okay, Shekol Adam, Yoitze Sham, Lecheirus, Bechinas, Ashreich, Eretz, Shemalkech, Ben Choyrin, Vesarayich, Be'ez, Yoichelu. So the same way when it comes out, when it comes to Yovel, right, all, even those servants, that had their ears drilled and they wanted to stay, when it comes to Yovel, they all go out. They can't say he wants to stay. Everyone goes out at Yovel. Everyone goes out. When it comes to Yovel, everyone's free. It's nice, right? So when it comes to the Sfira, when it comes to the 50th day, we're also free. We're free from all the animal stuff. That's why we say we'll eat bread. Now we're going to eat bread. We're going to bring bread now. Now. Okay, now we said.
Can you say more about connecting with Hashem? Because like it's like when we're learning Torah, I feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And I'm connected with Hashem.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think of it as, like, when I think of connecting, it's like.
Well, a lot of people have that problem. They're connected to Hashem in the shul. They come to shul, they're davening, Hashem is there. Hashem is when I'm learning. Oh, but when I leave the shul, Hashem, I left him in shul, and now he's not with me anymore. People feel that way. Right? There are people that they're like in their homes. They'll eat kosher food in their homes, but when they go out, I can eat what I want. In the house, I have kosher food. When I go out, I can do. Like, there are people like that, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to get the feeling.
You ever hear David? You know there are people like that, right? In the house, I have kosher food. When I go out, Hashem is in the house. He's in the shul. It doesn't go with me when I'm in the street, right? That's the whole point. We're trying to teach people that Hashem is the same Hashem. Is with you when you're learning. Is the same Hashem as when you're davening. Is bodedos, mitzvahs. It's the same Hashem with you when you're sitting and you're working. And you're in your office, and you're on the bus, and you're in your car, and you're in wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you are. It's the same Hashem. It's the same Hashem. And what's with the recognition we're trying to get here? Okay, lakol. Okay, we ayin sham heitiv lekashrei lakol, to connect everything together to Hashem. Everything, bring everything back to Hashem. Okay. Shafilu ba'oimik galusai hamar Va'amora, Moed. Even in this Golas, now we're in the 3 weeks, right? We're supposed to feel the Golas. We're supposed to feel the exile, right? We are disconnecting from the Beis Hamikdash. We don't have that. We're supposed to feel that now. And it's very bitter, right? And the main thing is how we fall to the Ruach Shtus. We fall to the sense of the nonsense of the world. We ascribe to the things that are nonsense. Whether it's our thoughts, sometimes our evil thoughts, sometimes it's our evil thoughts. Hein be'inyan parnasa shenafal me'abetochen de kedusha lebetchone shel shove vehevel. Or when it comes to making my living, I leave the betochen to realize that Hashem, you're the one that's providing me my money. It's you, Hashem. And rather we come to believe on other things. No. Oh, this fund. Oh, yeah, if I invest in this fund, this is where my money is going to come. People believe these things, right? They believe in these things. Oh, I'll put my money in this. Oh, this is going to be great, right? It's all from Hashem. That whatever you're going to have is decided on Rosh Hashanah. It's decided on Rosh Hashanah. I don't care what you're going to do, whatever you're going to do. It doesn't matter. It's going to be the same thing. You make more money, but then you'll get another bill in the mail. You may think you won, right? You're not going to have more. Unbelievable. Hevel shezeu shotu ha'am veloktu b'shtusa again with the shtusim, right? Gam sham yamshich al atzmai oros harotzen shem nimshach b'shorshay me'olam ha'cherus b'bechines yovel b'chines shara chamishim. The 50th gate, 50th year, 50th gate. Ki afal pichein ani roitze berotzen chazak la'Hashem yisbach. I want to be connected to you, Hashem. Even though I fell to all these things, and my thoughts, and I felt whatever, I got everything wrong, I still want to be connected to Hashem. Because the tzaddikim taught me that Hashem is still with me. I believe that. That's what we have to believe. We walk away from this believing now. It doesn't matter where I'm holding. It doesn't matter. Hashem is still with me. We have to walk away with that message. That Hashem is still with me no matter what level I'm on. It doesn't matter. He's with me. Because again, if Hashem is with me, that means I realize I'm never by myself. A Jew is never alone. Guy says, I'm by myself. I'm alone. You're not alone. You're always with Hashem. A Jew is never alone.
But I feel alone sometimes.
So you have to work on recognizing Hashem.
That seems so... How do I recognize Hashem that I'm having a hard time with this feeling of knowing that Hashem is okay. So he's there. So now...
That means you're never alone.
Okay.
So that means whatever I'm doing now, is this what I want Hashem seeing me doing right now?
The other way I get that is this is what I want my wife seeing me doing, because my wife is from Hashem. It's the same thing.
Okay, so if your wife's not there, you realize Hashem is there. So what's the difference? Ki adayin Hashem iti ve'etzli. He's next to me. The Korav Elai is very close to me, Tamid, all the time. Tamid means all the time. He's always there. Ki meloi chalaretz kavayde, because Hashem's world, He's filling His world with His glory. Through this, you can always bring and draw upon yourself this knowledge and this rotzen, this connection to Hashem. It doesn't matter whether it's machal behema. Until I can clarify the machal behema, even barley. I could be eating my barley. I could be eating a bowl of barley. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A person can be eating barley. Some guy likes to eat barley, right? They like to eat barley. People like to eat it, right?
They say barley bread You have to mix it with other flours.
With what?
With other flour, because otherwise it doesn't rise.
Which bread?
Barley bread.
Oh, barley bread. Okay, yeah.
But you can make flat. You can make like pita to matzahs from barley. You could make that.
You could make it.
Yeah.
Okay. See that? Okay. Well, you're a baker, right? So you know these things,
Yeah,
right?
it's okay.
Oh, okay. Sha'oz nimshach shefa hakeser al kol Yisrael shamisham ika aris harotzen. And then you can bring the keter, that high place of rotzen, right, onto each Jew. No matter where they are, you can always connect back to Hashem at that level, specifically at that level. Shesham ika hatahara vatikin mikol avonas. And that's how you can get repair. And you can make rectification for any sin. Recognizing Hashem. How do you like that? That's so beautiful. Recognizing Hashem, you can get rectification for sin. Shezeh bechinas hamikveh shel shvuos, and that's the whole idea of the mikvah and shvuos. We learned about that, right? The 50th gate. The mikvah shvuos is the highest of the year. Shua mikveh shel shara chamishim. That's the mikvah of the 50th gate. Shu bechinas keser, which is the same thing as keser. Shekol zehu bechinas zeh hayam hagodol rechav yadayim. The great water that's wide and expansive yadayim. We learned about that's where we take from that place. That's where the yam. That's the yama. That's the global bank of Hakadosh Baruch Hu's all his bounty comes from that place. Shehem haramazim. Those are the hints. Shezeh hayam hagadol hu yam hachachma shu bechinas hamikvah shel shvuos. That's connected to the mikvah shvuos also. Shekol zeh. Bechinas aris haratzon. All of this is again aris, awakening of this ratzon, this connection to Hashem. Shezaychim b'shas achila, that a person can accomplish while he's eating. And again, listen to this. This is fascinating. While you're eating, you can connect yourself to Hashem the same way as if you're learning Torah, the same way as if you're davening.
Can you just back out, because you said here it's used the word the mikveh of Shavuot, which is the mikveh of the 50th gate, which corresponds to Keter. I mean, it's just like that.
It's the same thing. It's all the same.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
So you're just saying it a different way.
But Nosson is just showing you that the Yovel 50, the Sfira and Shvuos, which is 50, okay, is the same thing, and all of that is that Ratzon, freedom. It's that freedom of being from being the animal to becoming the human being. Freedom from being the slave to my desires, and I become free to do what I want to do. Right? Some people are slaves to their desires. Correct?
Yes.
I want to free myself from the slave to being enslaved to my desire through the keter, through the ha'aras haratzon, which I can do when I eat my sandwich today, this morning. I'm going to go home and wash, I eat my bread, I can come to that same ha'aras haratzon. The shtei alechem shel chitim shemeviim b'shvuos shekol hachag hakodesh v'hanoira hazeh nikra al shem elu shtei halechem. The whole holiday is based. The whole holiday of Shavuos is based on the two loaves, the bread, the shtei halechem, the two loaves of bread. K'moshe kosov uv'yom habikurim b'krafchem mincha chadasha l'Hashem. And the days of the bikurim, that's when we brought up the bikurim, the first fruits, right? And we brought up those first fruit, the first of the Zion Minim from Eretz Yisrael, right? The first things that we got, the first grapes, the first olives, right? That we had the first, the bikurim, and then we brought the mincha chadasha l'Hashem. What was that? That's the shtei alechem, shel chitim. Shezeh ikra atikon, that's the main tikkun, l'izkois l'machal adam, to come to the machal of adam, of a person. Shezeh bechinas aras harotza, and that's aras harotza, bechinas ma b'shas achila. That a person can have when he can raise himself up at the time that he's eating. And it's a fascinating thing that it's not just, serving. Anyone will tell you they can come to serve Hashem, and you're learning the daf, you're learning the parsha, you're learning whatever you're learning, and you come close to Hashem. Okay, I got that. Okay, that's no problem. But to learn that you can come to Hashem no matter where you are, whatever level you're at, while you're eating, that's a phenomenon, right? That's something different. That's something different. That I don't think you're going to see that anywhere else. But this is the truth. And you can come to this level. You can come to the level via eating, via the bread. Again, if you do it the right way, you think about the 10 different mitzvahs. We'll just review it one more time. The 10 different mitzvahs that it came to when it came to making bread. Right? We said that you have the charisha, you have the first plow, right? Then you have then you have the seed. And then you have to do the kites. You have to prune it and collect. Then you have to do the what do you call it, the truma and the maisa risha, maisa sheni, this, and then you have to make sure you didn't have kilayim, right? You didn't mix two different species together, right? You didn't do the kilayim, right? And then you left the paya, right? You did the paya, the corner of the field you left, right? For the poor people, right? And then you left, and then you did the leket, right? If you dropped some, you left it there for the ani. And then the shikha, when you're collecting your bundles, if you left a bundle, you left it for the ani. All these different things are pertaining to making the bread. And then you have to winnow it, right? And then you have to grind it, right? These are all the things that you have to do in order to make flour, right? Now you finally have the bread. You took your flour and you mixed it with water, because he said that's the principle. That's the first principle to make bread. It has to be able to be matzah originally, right? And how do you make matzah? With flour and water, right? So you start out with flour and water. Okay, that's your, and then you add whatever you're going to add to it, right? So it has it into the foundation of matzah is in there, right? Matzah, we said, has emunah in there, right? Matzah is emunah. The food of matzah is emunah, right? So then when I have this, now I have this bread, and now we bake it, right? You make it and you bake it. Then you take it out of the oven and you see, oh, wow, look at that. It got a little bit crispy on this section over here. Okay, good. All right, then you go wash your hands, right? You wash your hands from all of the folly and all the nonsense that's in there, because it said all the sin stays on the hands. I wash my hands. Now when I finish washing my hands, I lift up my hands and I say, Su Yedechem Kodesh Uvarchu Es Hashem. I lift up my hands to my head, above my head, right? Why? Because I want to realize it's all connected to Hashem. That's why I pick up my hands, right? I do that, right? To remind myself that. And then I put my hands down. I make sure I don't drip the water from the back of my hand to the front, so I hold my hands up, right? And I make the blessing al natilas yadayim. Then I sit down, I look at my bread, and I take a look where my thing. And then I make the bracha hamaitzi lechem min haaretz. And again, we said the bracha hamaitzi lechem min haaretz has 10 words in there, reminding me of 10 different mitzvahs. 10, right? It reminds me of 10 mitzvahs. All these different things that we learned in all these lessons, right? I'm just reviewing a few things with you, right? It's 10 words. And then I have my hands. I hold the bread with my 10 fingers. Right? I need to hold my 10 fingers. Why? Because I have 14 joints in each one of my hands. Right? And then together it gets to be koach. Koach. I realize my koach that I have is from Hashem. Right? And then I look at the bread and I see where the fire was, where it got a little more crispy. And I say, wow, that's my Yiras Hashem. Reishis Chochma, Yiras Hashem. Right? And then I realize, wow, Hashem, you were the one that prepared this loaf for me. It's you, they gave it to me, right? That comes to Aras Arotzen while I'm eating it, right? So this is the things that we can accomplish just from coming to eat. It doesn't matter what level we're on. It doesn't matter. We just finished Lamed Dalet. Yeah. It doesn't matter what level I'm on. It doesn't matter. Anybody on any level can come to the Aras Arotzen while they're eating if they recognize Hashem. That's it. When I don't just eat for the sake of eating, I'm eating in order because I want to connect myself to Hashem. I want to connect myself to Hashem. I told you about Rabbi Avigdor Miller. He was a great tzaddik. He was great. Lived in Brooklyn. He was great, and he had his tapes, and it was amazing that back then he recorded everything. He had a tape recorder and he recorded everything. They have all his tapes. It's amazing. You ever listen to him? Fascinating. Mom is fascinating. What?
I listen to him every week. His son. It's his grandson.
Yeah, his kids put together his thing. No, he's wonderful. Mom is wonderful. Mom is wonderful.
There used to be a Torah tape library in Efrat.
Yeah.
Cassette tapes. People used to have cassette players in their cars.
Mm-hmm.
So you go there and you take cassettes, you borrow cassettes, you bring them back, take other ones, and you go in and you're sitting in the traffic.
And you had his tapes there. His tapes were there.
Yeah, I play all kinds of tapes.
They can get them all online.
Yeah.
Now it's much easier. No, but he always would say like this. You should always say. He said it to the people. When you eat, you're supposed to say like this: "Kidei lahavreis haguf lelavei des Hashem elekecha." Right? I'm eating this food now in order to give my body vitality, to give my body energy, in order to serve Hashem. That's why I'm eating. Right now, Rav Avigdor Miller was from the Litvish world. He never learned Likutey Halachos. That's what I'm trying to show you. It's Torah's emes. It doesn't matter. He was the same thing. He was coming to the same. He came to the same conclusion. He came to the same that I'm eating in order to serve Hashem. Oh, wait a second, Hashem. That's what it's all about. And when you recognize that it's Hashem that it's all about, that's how you come. That's coming to the Ratzah. That's coming to the Keter. That's coming to the 50th gate. That's coming to like Mikvah Shul. All the things that we just learned about. It's all the same. It's all the same from via eating my food.
But the goal is to be able to do it all the time, not even just while eating, yes?
Mm-hmm. No, but okay, here we're learning now. Yeah. Now we're learning on this way. When I'm eating, I can do that. Right.
Yeah.
No, nothing to show. He showed you how to do it with tefillin. Right. He showed you how to do it with tzitzis. Right. He showed you how to do it with Shmona Esrei. He showed you how to do it with Kriya Shema. All the things. No problem.
Right.
You're coming to the right. It's all. But now the chiddush is that you can even do this while you're eating your sandwich. This is amazing. That's amazing. You can come to connection of Hashem to that same level as you're learning and everything from via eating. So that's our lesson for today. To me, it's fascinating. Let's catch up. We're going to learn now the Likutey Shulchan Aruch. Okay. Here we're learning the laws. We're learning the laws of if you're doing tashlumim, right? Okay. Again, a person was busy. Right, a person was busy. A person wasn't able to daven for whatever reason it was. Right, we learned. Right, it doesn't matter whatever reason it was. He wasn't able to daven. I gave the example. The person had stomach problems and he was sitting in the toilet. It wasn't his fault. He was sitting in the toilet. He couldn't go out. What was he supposed to do? It's not his fault. Right, you're not allowed to daven. He can't go out and daven with he can't daven that way. That's miyus. That's not right. So again, now he missed the time of tefillah. What does he do? No problem. You can make it up. That's only if you didn't do it purposely, right? If you knew, hey, the time is now. I have 10 more minutes to daven mincha, and instead, you know what? I'm gonna watch this video now. Right? Then there's no tashlumim. Then you can't make that up. Right? You can't make that time up. But if the person, let's say, was learning his daf yomi, we said yesterday, right? And it went over, the time went over. He didn't realize. Right? Maybe he's not in the room with a window. Right? He's in a room with no window, and then he lost track of the time. So that guy lost track of the time. He didn't do anything wrong. He just lost track of the time. So he can make up the tefillah. Right? Remember, right? That he can make up that tefillah. And we said we can make up one tefillah, only one. If you miss two, you can't make up two, only one. So today I believe we're up to Gimel. What?
Can I remind myself that
3.
The way you make it up is by saying the Amida after you finished the segment that you're up to, right? So is that after Elenu?
No, we said no. So we said
right after.
No. So okay, well you said like this. If a person forgot, let's say the person forgot to daven Ma'ariv, right? He didn't forget to daven, whatever, he went to sleep, and he was tired, and he went to, whatever, he forgot to daven Ma'ariv, right? You know, a lot of people, it can happen. Let's say they normally go to a minyan, they daven mincha and Ma'ariv together, right? They daven mincha and Ma'ariv together, right? You know, they come by shki, whatever, they come and they daven mincha and Ma'ariv together. So that he always knows he daven Ma'ariv. One day he daven mincha gedola. And then he got busy during the day, and then he's always davening mincha Ma'ariv together. But today I daven mincha gedola. He forgot that, and he went to sleep. Right? He forgot. So now when it comes the morning, what does he do? Oh, I realized I didn't daven Ma'ariv last night. Okay, so he davens Shachris, he finishes Shmona Esrei. Then we say he does the Tachnun, and he says the Ashrei. He stops after Ashrei and he says that Shmona Esrei from Ma'ariv. Then he goes back and he says Lam Natseach and he says Avolatzi and he finishes his davening. Then we say if he comes to Mincha, what does he do by Mincha? So if he comes to Mincha, he forgot Shachris, right? So he comes to Mincha. We said he comes to he comes to the shul. He davens the Shmona Esrei, right? He says the Tachnun. He says that after the Tachnun, he says now he can now what do you call it? Say the Shmona Esrei, and then he goes and he says the Ashrei after, and that's it. That's how that's the system that he does by Mincha, okay? And then we said by Ma'ariv, let's say he forgot Mincha, right? But by Ma'ariv, so he finishes the Shmona Esrei. He takes the 3 steps. He waits the time that it would take him to walk Dalet Amos. So we said 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and he starts the Shmona Esrei again. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay?
Before Aleinu.
Before Aleinu. Yeah. No, Aleinu always finishes the tefillah.
Yeah.
You always do it before Aleinu. Yeah. Okay, here. Gimel now. Ein tashlum in tefillah ela tefillah hasmucha lo. Right, that's the point here. You can only make the tashlum, you can only pay the tefillah that's closest to that one. Aval im nisacher yoiser. But let's say it extended past one. So in other words, let's say the guy didn't daven Ma'ariv, and then he didn't daven Shachris. Right? He cannot make up by Mincha now Ma'ariv and Shachris. You can't do that. By Mincha he can make up Shachris. You can't make up Mincha. Right? You can't do two. All right? Okay, Yaisa. Okay, ein loy oy tashlum. You can't make the tashlum. Okay, get going. Im loy yispala loy shachris v'loy mincha. Let's say the guy was sick. And it can happen, right? The guy is sick. He gets up in the morning. He's got the flu or whatever the case is, right? I mean, whatever you can think of, whatever case you can think of. Okay, so the guy didn't daven shachris. He didn't daven mincha. Right? He's totally out of it. He's on some medication, let's say. And he's drowsy and whatever. It's not his fault. So then he says, Azai mincha yesh lei tashlumin, lacha arvis asmucha lo. Oh, so in the case where he didn't daven shachris and mincha, he can make up the mincha, but he loses the shachris. It's not his fault, but he loses the shachris, because you can't make up two. You can only make up one. Got it? Mm-hmm. You can only make up one, and the one closest to that tefillah. So in other words, if the person didn't daven shachris, and he forgot to make it up at mincha, he lost it, he can't do it then at arvid. You understand? You can only do it at the closest one, the next one up, okay? Aval shachris ein loy tashlum, like we said, he didn't daven shachris and mincha, so he can fix up the mincha, he can take care of the mincha, but he can't do the shachris. Kivan she'ovad shnei zemanei tfilos shelo yispal. Because 2 segments of time passed, of zmanim, of time that passed, and he didn't daven, loy bizmana v'loy bizman mincha, and that therefore he cannot, he cannot make up 2 tefillas at a time. So that's a very important thing to know, right? It can happen sometime. You never know, right? So now you know what to do. If you missed one, and then we said yesterday, even the chiddush was yesterday, that even if the person started something close to the zman, right? Close to the Zman, but he thought he was going to finish it. He thought he was going to finish it at the time, but he didn't. He miscalculated it. So we don't penalize him. We let him still make the tashlum because he did have enough time, but it just took him a little long, whatever. So he lost it. We can. Okay, so that's our halacha for today. Hopefully, we'll all daven in the right time that we wouldn't need this. But again, things happen in life, so therefore you need to know what to do. And again, we said to know halacha is very, very important because the Yetzer Hara, he loves when the person has suffix, right? Right, Amalek is the same thing as suffix, right? Same gematria as suffix. Amalek suffix. He likes you to have suffix, doubt, right? When you have doubt, it makes the person worried. Is the worry. So if the more you know halacha, you're not going to be doubting what you're doing because you'll know what to do in each case.
So it's at nighttime.
Yes.
I haven't done Mariv yet.
Yeah.
I've done the bedtime Shema.
Mm-hmm.
And if I then realize while I'm in bed after I've done that and I'm totally exhausted and drained, whatever, I should still get up and do it if I realize that I didn't do Mariv. No matter what. No matter how I'm feeling.
Yes.
And then I say the bedtime Shema over again.
No, you don't have to say the bedtime Shema. No. You can't make the Hamapel again. No. You said it already. That's it. But you're not going to, because again, tefillah is not considered a break. See, once you say the Kriya Shema Shalmita, you're not supposed to talk. But anytime you're allowed to talk to Hashem.
Right.
That's no problem. You can't talk to people. You can talk to Hashem.
Right.
So davening is talking. Talking to Hashem. So it's no problem either way.
During the meeting, I'm talking to Hashem.
Immediately you're talking to Hashem and you're saying the brachas of my. It's all talking to Hashem. Shema is Hashem. It's no problem at all. Okay. Everyone have a wonderful day. We should all hear Besoro Tovot, and we have the Chumash class today at 5:00.